I would have that. Hello.
Hi.
This is Ceri.
And this is Kat.
And we are
Tea in Valhalla.
And today you join us in the lovely East Knoyle.
Beautiful little village, not too far from home. We did Bimble down this morning. And bang on cue.
Very nice. I didn't even arrange that.
That wasn't planned. A lovely walk that our neighbours have pointed us in the general direction of.
These are amazing. These are lovely little walks all around the Nadder Valley. We've got a couple of pamphlets. Anyway, there was a really cool one for this area, for East Knoyle. This is actually the birthplace of Christopher Wren, which was a prolific architect, one of our most important and most famous architects actually. And he did St Paul's Cathedral as well as many other places. And he's actually buried at St Paul's as well. But yes, so this is where he was born. So we're going to show you around this area and follow this cool map. It's actually got a proper readout of all the instructions and then like map.
And there's a little picture of jaunty
There he is.
Christopher Wren.
Happy as Larry is. In fact, he was such a good mathematician and physicist that even Isaac Newton used to revere him. This walk starts at this lovely church here at East Knoyle. Look at that, somebody has broke that window. I'm hoping that was an accident. Not a religious person, but historically churches are so important and they tell you so much about an area and who may have been here, who invaded, etc. So they're important to keep good. Look at him.
Isn't that a beautiful little church?
It is lovely.
And there was a stile as well.
There was, it was a turnstile. Must get really busy.
One in, one out.
And you get ham as you go through. We're trying to find step 2 of the guide at the moment. Just before the road starts to climb sharply, take track to your right. Ooh, walk up an increasingly steep path. Anyway, I'm quite interested because it shows there's a weird little arch. Show the weird little arch. So yes, found the turn off. Actually well signed. But yeah, this is why I love these kind of little booklets, because it tells me that just up here are old lime kilns. I've never been here, not in a car, so I've never been able to actually see into that. And yes, it's obviously a kiln, but from the road when you drive by, it just looks like a transport bridge of some sort. And I never would have known had I not seen it in this little pamphlet. So thank you, Charlotte and Andrew. Muchly appreciated. So it's actually back there. Ceri's down there, look, wondering what I'm up to. He won't know until he starts editing. I do no editing. Ceri does it all. It's a mug. What a pleasant little place. So yeah, the views I was showing you back there a moment ago, it's all Blackmore Vale. Very nice. And here is that arch I was going on about. Oh look. No idea this was here. I mean, not particularly unusual for this area. You find these weird little arches in a lot of these estate areas. But how strange. Look at that. It's just opened up, isn't it?
Yep, we've just come up that little hill through the arch. In and on farmland, or around farmland, aren't we? So it's important that you stick to the rights of way.
So deer have been through here for sure. This is something called a trackway, which deer use constantly. And they also have a habit of nibbling the new shoots and on the leaves and stuff, you see? This is often a sign that you have deer. Oh dear! So this is where we're going to take a little break. But I just noticed some lovely lichen, look at those. And lichen is actually a good air indicator. Especially the ones with, they're called beard lichens, they've got like wispiness on them. Those sorts can only survive in good air and actually die if they're subjected to pollution.
So we're still following our lovely neighbour's guidebook, which Kat is reading and directing us on.
So it's funny because this actually says that this path will be really muddy. Oh, they're not lying. It's grim.
It was not wrong.
So we're still following this glorious path. Very nice, but very muddy. And my little book tells me that we will now be coming up, once we've come up around the corner, up the hill, and we will meet up with Ruddlemore Farm. And then the road, by the look of it. We're going to do a small amount of road walking, so that's good. Oh, it's lovely. So on the horizon you can see the newer sort of plantation trees. This is obviously all the Oddways hanging still. But in front of it you can see all the old parkland trees. It would have shown the edge of the estate, old Beckford's estate that we were talking about a couple of videos ago. He was the Lord Mayor of London. He was the 18th century millionaire. And yes, and that shows one of the edges. It's something that a lot of the little English estates used to do. Sometimes it was because they were tree nurseries, so they just sort of grew them in these rows, but often they would separate some of the younger trees, place them in other places, depending on what was fashionable at the time. And obviously it was a way of protecting and outlining your estate. And they all used to cut them to one height as well. Often you can tell where an old parkland used to be is because trees will be very regimented height, which obviously is not usual for a forest of any kind, or for even woodland, a small woodland of any kind. And it's often because they would like to keep them very uniform, and they would trim the bottoms of the trees so that when hunters were there on horseback or just running their dogs, there would be no branches in the way. British people are. They do spend their money on some weird stuff. I suppose if you've got loads of money, why not trim your trees madly every single day of your life?
Found some animal tracks. I think it's badger.
I think it probably is a badger.
Yeah.
We'll have a check when we get in. So this lovely old limestone faced wall is part of the Fonthill Estate wall. I would have that.
No.
You didn't even try. Won't even try and steal from me. So we're going to go down here now. Anyway, we're turning off towards Coul's farm, and when we get to Coul's cottage, we'll be turning off onto the right, following our path still. See you. So this area's had a lot of cutting back. This used to be a lot darker down this road, and often it'll be a proper project to cut back at least 10 metres, and you can see where they've actually stashed all of the wood away from, and they do this because it helps wildflowers and such come through, and it has worked. There's some wild primroses down here already. Ceri found, very good.
Absolutely beautiful bank of snowdrops, lovely to see, and some daffodils and things popping out in front of them as well. It's really nice. Good times, guys. Spring is just around the corner.
So clearly what has happened here is that Coul's cottage has had a bit of a facelift and is now called Coul's house, but from afar that looks original, but now we are up close, you can actually see that there's been a lot of changes.
Yeah.
I.e. it went from a cottage, as we know them, as the freezing little pits full of damp, to a great big house. A mansion, I'm going to call it.
Very fancy.
Very nice indeed.
So we're just going to follow this bit of road down now. We should find a gate, and that'll be the next part of our booklet. And I can see said gate just over there.
Oh, look. Oh, there's a ewe and her 2 lambs. Tiny. It does make me want to squeeze you. I want to squeeze you. I want to kiss your face. Past a few of these old oak trees, and because of their shrinkage, I would say these are, you know, these are pretty old. They could be part of an old oak plantation, which was very usual in areas like this. It was also demanded by the Crown that you had oak groves. How strange. So this is more of a more modern, obviously not particularly modern, but modern compared to the other oaks we've seen, little grove of oaks. Exit through Bridle Gate and turn sharp left along a rough drove.
Nice.
That's what this is. A drove is somewhere where a livestock would be shepherded, whatever it was that you were selling, or just moving from one field to another. That's a drove. Drove! Right, number 6 is it? Yes. Number 6. Through farm gate, go straight across driveway and road here. Then left to enter a large field via Bridle Gate.
Oh, there's a gate over there, look.
Oh!
Down there.
Just want to say thank you to the lovely gentlemen that we just met. They're locals and they knew a lot about the area.
Yep.
And they knew about the history. And interestingly, there was a Roman drove that went all the way up to these hills over here from Cirencester. He was saying they know that this is true because they were finding oyster shells along the old drove paths, which was a dead giveaway for Roman drovers. So, and actually there is a wood around here called Oyster's Coppice, and I've always wondered if that was a link to such things. So it turns out it is. So that was great. That was a really nice bit of knowledge to find out today. So Ceri's happy as Larry. Just spotted some of the elf cut. This beautiful old building and wall This is part of the Upper Lee Farm, as says number 7 on here. So that's rather lovely. Yeah, we're almost back to the church, which was the start of our walk, and then I think from there, because it's all road walking, we'll see you back at ours. See you back at ours. Hello, we're back home now. Started getting quite snowy and cold on our last little bit back, so I've warmed myself up in a nice warm bath, and now we're trying to warm the cockles of our heart. It got really cold.
Thanks ever so much for joining us today. We've really enjoyed taking you out with us again and showing you some more of our local area. Thanks to Andrew and Charlotte once again for the book. With the local walks in, that will be coming in very handy.
Yeah, it's really good. I've been flicking through it recently, and I thought some of those walks seemed amazing, and they're places that we didn't even know existed.
Nope.
Please subscribe and give us a little thumbs up. That'd be really cool, and it's a really nice way to show a bit of support towards the channel.
That would be great. Thank you very much. Any questions? Drop a comment down below.
Yes, please.
And that'd be awesome. Stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you again soon on our next adventure.
Keep safe. Bye bye.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye.
Be good.